What's up? I'm Patrick and welcome to ISW Reacts. Today I'm reacting to Tears of Tragedy, Epitaph. This was requested by Mr. Patron as one of his monthly requests included in my Patreon membership. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And this is another new artist for me. I've never heard anything by or about Tears of Tragedy before. So I'm excited to check them out for the first time today. If you want to be like Mr. Patron and support me and my channel, you can request a song on my Buy Me a Coffee page, or you can check out my Patreon where you can find some exclusive content. Like this one, you get requests included monthly. There are full concert reactions and some other things. The links are in the description if you're interested. Thank you very much. Before we start, please also leave a like, consider subscribing, and now let's just get into it. Okay. All right. It caught me a little off guard, but it's very intense from the start. Interesting. Ooh, the bass. And back into the intensity. The double kick is crazy. Love the melodic guitar riffs. Yeah. Awesome.
名もなき詩人は世を行く腕先だけを頼りに慈しみされ知らぬままいくつもの今を刻む詩人は世を行く魂は預けて花の名前一つ知らぬままどうかの歌を奏でて
Wow. This was a very cool, energetic, I'd say power metal song with like symphonic elements, of course, and I think even influences of classical music. Very cool song. First of all, I have a quick question about the context of the band, because I noticed that in the music video right here there were, I think, only 3 people that were shown, like the vocalist, the guitar player, and the keyboard player. So I would love to know what's with the drums and the bass, because both of those instruments also had some great parts. There were some pretty nice bass lines, especially I think in the first verse there was one run on the bass that I really enjoyed, and the drumming was so intense, so energetic, with like blasting double kicks, but also very fast drum fills, while also having some variety in the pace and the dynamics overall. So I'd love to know, are those 3 like the core members, and the bass and the drumming are just like studio musicians or anything, or does the guitar player also play the bass in the studio? I'd love to learn about that. But now talking about the 3 people we've seen here, all 3 of them are great. The keys are very diverse with different settings and different styles he's playing, with great piano melodies, but also sometimes having this organ sound that in those moments make the whole atmosphere feel a little darker and more ominous. That's of course also working together in a great way with those orchestral layers, those symphonic elements that I mentioned, with strings, and I think I also heard some kind of choir element. All of that make the whole production of the song sound very big. And of course it's kind of changing, like I said before, from this intensity of the metal sound into some influences of classical music, I feel like. I think in the verses, or maybe it's a pre-chorus or something, it's, I think, even changing the time signature into this kind of 3/4 waltz vibe, if you know what I mean, but I could be mistaken. And then there's the guitar, and the guitar work is probably one of my favorite things in here, because it's so melodic throughout. There are parts where I really liked the contrast of this, blasting double kick and this forward pushing intense sound, and on top there's the guitar that's playing pretty sustained notes, like melodic, longer notes, melodic riffs. I think that worked really well. Throughout the song, he shows that he's also obviously able to shred with fast technical solos or riffs that still are melodic, and that's what I liked so much about that. Also in that one solo, I think there were some guitar harmonies that sounded very good. I think the second verse had a guitar riff that was more rhythmic and didn't necessarily sound like a typical power metal or symphonic metal riff, but I mean the whole atmosphere of the verses doesn't sound like that, so that's kind of fitting, and I really like that. By the way, while I'm already mentioning that, I think that's also something pretty cool because it's keeping the listener on their toes, the structure of the song. I mean, the beginning caught me off guard, like it straight up kicks in with a lot of intensity, this fast power metal sound, and I didn't expect the energy to drop so much in the verses, where it's definitely more about the atmosphere, and that way the fast, heavier parts hit even harder. So I like this structure, the dynamic shifts, and the vocals were pretty cool too. I think she has a very clear voice, very clean delivery. She doesn't necessarily put too much power in her vocals. It's more of an maybe elegant delivery that's kind of floating above the instrumentation, especially in the heavier parts, but it's still powerful enough to go along with these climactic moments. I think towards the end she also showed a little bit more of her range when she hit like a little longer, more energetic, higher note. So the vocals were definitely good as well. Lyrically, I think there are quite a few metaphors. It's written in a pretty poetic way, which is fitting because essentially it seems to be about a poet. At least that's what the Google Translator translates the lyrics as. I couldn't find any human-made translations, so I have to rely on the automatic translation. And I feel like it is about some kind of maybe poet, maybe artist in general, I don't know, that is kind of struggling in life, that's experiencing loneliness, and maybe also thinking about the transience of life and about existence overall. What I could imagine why they picked a poet or an artist in general for a story and a topic like this, also in combination with the song title Epitaph, is that I think artists often dedicate their lives to the art, and even if the poet in this case is experiencing struggles in his life, loneliness, maybe isolation, and is generally struggling to find maybe meaning or love, they still have their art, and that's what they leave behind even after they're gone, because that's like a huge theme of this song, it seems, this inevitability of death, but that they're trying to create something that will exist even after they're gone, and they're maybe trying to find meaning through that, through creating something that will last longer than they themselves. But I'm not 100% sure, so let me know your interpretation in the comments. Thank you very much, Mr. Patron, for this request. I enjoyed it a lot. This was a great song. It had a lot of changes. It's, I would say, a pretty dramatic, power metal, symphonic metal song, but with moments of very atmospheric, slower sounds, and even some influences of classical, neoclassical music. It sounds grand, but it also sounds heavy, and it definitely has some very melodic elements that I enjoyed a lot. Please let me know what other songs by them I should check out, or if you have any other artists you would like me to react to, please also let me know. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.